It's Bourbon Night. It's a flight fight. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And Sarah, we got a lot of glasses here.
We do. More than normal.
More than normal, because we're doing a Jim Beam flight fight. And honestly, if we could have had 8, we could have had
we could have.
But we don't.
But we couldn't have.
We couldn't have.
We our tongues could not have.
We could have, but it would have been a whole thing.
Not a reliable results.
No.
Situation.
We're all about the science here.
Yep.
So this is our Jim Beam flight fight. Let's get right into it. Sarah, what's in this flight?
We've got Jim Beam Bonded at 100 proof. Jim Beam Single Barrel at 108 proof. Jim Beam Distiller's Cut also at 100 proof. Jim Beam Devil's Cut at 90 proof. And Jim Beam Double Oak at 86 proof.
Okay. So...
A lot of Jim Beam in there. Like I had to say that a lot of times.
You said Jim Beam a lot.
Say Jim Beam one more time.
Say it one more time. I dare you
say Jim Beam one more
time. Jim Beam? So, originally this was going to be a flight of 4 for us.
Originally, yes. We
decided, hey, since we had that new single barrel in there, which is 108 proof, let's not go below the Devil's Cut at 90. But then we tossed up a real quick post on YouTube and said,
just for fun.
Of these 3, being the Double Oak, the
Jim Beam Black,
and
the Repeal Batch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They were nowhere up here.
Chad not good with lists.
Not good with lists. Of those 3, if we were to put one in the 5th spot, also not good at the talk. And a lot of Double Oak right off the bat. Just Double Oak.
You can't say it 3 times fast.
No. There was some black in there too, and then like it really was like a 15-minute poll. We wanted to get started. So we decided on
all signs
the
point
Double
to
Oak.
Double Oak.
Yeah. It's 86 proofer. Gonna be hard to compete against that 108, but it is Double Oak. So will that make a difference? I'm realizing I'm using my hands a whole lot.
Let's find out this week on It's Bourbon Night Flight Fight.
Well,
the familiar smell of Jim Beam in the morning.
I was just gonna say, it's not the morning. I hope we don't just say, oh, it's nutty for all these. Jim Beam typically nutty, but I don't know. But it is nutty, okay? Let's get that right.
I was gonna say
it's nutty.
It's nutty.
It's sweet.
It's very sweet.
Nutty, caramel, your typical, not just typical Beam flavors, but your
vanilla,
typical bourbon.
Brown sugar.
This is just classic.
Very classic.
Classic stuff going on here.
Pretty mellow, and the sweetness isn't as much up front as I thought it was gonna be. It comes in with that char though.
Yeah.
Midway through.
Now this is probably not gonna be very fair with first one of our flight, but initial palate was a little watery. It was just
was a little watery.
Not a whole lot. But then, as you said, that oak builds. Yep.
Leaves a slight warmth on the tongue.
There was a warmth on the tongue. Yes.
There was a warmth on the tongue.
Huh.
The day was early.
And in the distance, a dog
barked. I think this one's got a bit richer of a nose. Smells like more depth, more creaminess.
Yes.
I'm about it.
Are you about it?
I'm about it.
You about
it?
It smells like it might be punching a little bit higher proof-wise, potentially.
It has a slight savory note in there, too.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
Want to drink now?
I want to drink now, too.
Oh. Well, that's just lovely.
It is nice.
I didn't so much get the nuttiness on the nose, but you do.
You do get it.
Get the classic Jim Beam nuttiness in there.
It is a little bit darker, deeper. Yeah. A little richer than the first time around.
Yeah, first time around.
First time around, caveat, asterisk, whatever.
Oh, no.
No.
Things are happening.
Whoa.
And I'm not going to just chalk it up to first time around.
He's going to go for it.
Things are.
Well, should I leave you two alone?
Maybe.
And people ask me, does it ever get old, Sarah? Does it? And I say no.
No.
It does not. How could this face get old? I mean, this face could get old.
This face is getting old.
It gives you more of the in the here.
Yes, and it's also this richness. I get more of this feeling like an old fashioned. I think it might be the sweetness with the higher proof. That's a different
I keep saying,
It's a different type of sweetness, isn't it? It is sweet.
I think this one's just got a little hint of orange to it, which normally I don't like, but I do. It's got some of those same caramely, vanilla-y, nutty flavors as we've talked about with A and B, but this one's got just a hint of orange on the nose.
I agree. It's got that citrus.
Yeah.
And not to put too fine of a point on the different types of nuttiness in this flight, but this is a different type of nuttiness. It's more like an almond.
Yeah, definitely. So far, I think.
Wow.
This one so far has the silkiest mouthfeel.
Okay,
in my opinion.
I agree. It's not packing the perceived heat of Bourbon B, but yeah.
But it is
nice
like
and oily. Sticks to the cheeks, your side cheeks.
Very viscous. It has a little heat on it.
Hangs around.
Towards like the middle front of the palate. I'd say it's pretty even keeled throughout.
More sort of stuffy.
It does have a mustiness to it. Grapiness in the way that wine is grapey.
I'm surprised. So this must mean I'm wrong, but I was going to say a little bit.
Alexis?
Come on.
I got him.
She got me. For those people who haven't watched the 5th season of Schitt's Creek.
Sorry that we just keep making Schitt's Creek jokes in every episode.
No, I was going to say licorice/medicinal.
Really?
Yeah. Like on a deep breed.
Yeah, I could see that like grapey cherry note
Artificial
that I'm
cherry.
kind of picking up being a medicinal. It doesn't quite go there for me. But
Good.
I think there's a little bit of astringency in this one.
Yeah, this one's missing something.
Got a little bitter on the
It's a
end.
little thinner.
It is, yeah.
And it is a little bitter on the end. It's a little bit Alexis. Bringing it back.
It's only funny when I do it.
Okay. Comparatively to these others that we've had before it.
Yeah.
Has something that hangs around.
That I'm not like loving.
Yeah, thinner.
Thinner, a little bitter.
Little harsher.
It's harsh.
Not like proof-wise, but just like sharp edges.
Yeah, sharp edges. Like I
Less
think
refined.
More char and not the sweet flavors that you want to come with that to kind of balance that out. Just kind of that like ash.
That's nice. That's nice.
I
Kind
don't
of,
feel it being super differentiated from the ones that came before it.
if anything, kind of pulling hairs here. Pulling hairs? Is that an expression? No.
Splitting hairs.
Splitting hairs.
Pulling hairs.
I might just be pulling hairs here, but I kind of got like a more of a bread quality with it.
Okay, yeah.
Sweet bread.
Yeah, the grains. Well, sweetbreads are brains, so. Ooh, this one's got a little whoo.
Yeah, it's got more of a whoo
All I'm really getting on this one is like a faint nuttiness and that whoo.
than that whoo.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel more proof on this one.
You got
Perceived
me.
proof. It does hang around and gives you a little like just 2 or 3 second like.
It does. It really gets you.
It's like when they're doing the barrels, the flame
Yeah.
torching the barrels, but it's not
It's a
55
zinger.
seconds. It's like 3 seconds. Okay, made it through 5 so far. So we're definitely going to take a break, let our palates reset.
Totally.
And while we rest, we want to tell you about whiskyambitions.com. It's our home on the internet for t-shirts, such as the one that I'm wearing and others. Glencairn's coming back in stock soon, depending on when you're watching this. Rocks glasses, challenge coins, water
more.
glasses, and more. Always coming soon. That's whiskyambitions.com.
You can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join in our community and conversation. We're doing extras for our patrons all the time. We do after the show extras. We do patron-only podcasts. We do polls. Other things that start with the letter P. We do those too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We get our community together.
Yep. So now we're going to take said challenge coins. We're going to cover these up, so not too much of it, changes over our break. But we are going to take a break, come back down to room temperature, as we like to say. So we'll see you very soon. Okay, feeling good, Sarah. How are you?
Feeling much better.
All right, so let's hit this flight again. Here we go. Bourbonnais.
This has more of a floral note than I
Yeah.
remember from the first round.
Still like,
those typical.
dark. Yeah, it
Yeah.
smells really good.
It does have a nice nose. Still just feeling pretty mild though, pretty mellow.
It's for what it is, though. I agree with that, but it's like
It's nice. It's appealing.
having visited maybe Bourbon D and E in the first round. It makes me realize that
It's got something going.
it has something going for it.
It does.
It does. Yes, it does. One more sip. It feels like not real high proof, not low proof. Maybe not the best mouthfeel of all 5 of these, but
It's kind of middle of the road.
it's I put it more above.
A little
Above average. Above average, yeah.
Okay. I really like this nose. I'm still just getting that like dark, rich, creamy.
It is dark. Yeah. Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that. It does go a little too hot for me sometimes. So it kind of like this intense heat kind of shoots this towards like the sides of my tongues. tongues.
How many tongues you got in there?
No. The side, it lights up the side of my tongue.
Oh, okay.
And that, like, at first is like, whoa. But then, you know, it's nice. It opens up a bit.
This one, to me, seems a lot like Bourbon A, but where Bourbon A kind of toes the line, this one crosses that line. And yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, it almost does go a little too much.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, by the time you're having your second, your third sip, you're very much acclimated, you're used to it, and you're appreciating it.
Yep.
Definitely
Ooh.
sweeter. Definitely, maybe the sweetest.
I like this nose a lot, too.
It's a lot more sugar candy-ish.
Maybe that's why I'm into it.
Maybe. This is that Mandy Moore song from the 90s. I'm missing you
Missing you
like
like
candy.
candy.
Yep.
You would reference a Mandy Moore song.
She was driving in the video. She wasn't even old enough to drive.
She was also blonde. Oh, how times have changed.
Yeah.
I think I like this one more than I gave it credit for the first time.
I think I'm on board with that. Okay, it's almost like this is A, B, and C. We've got a little bit of a Goldilocks thing going on here.
Yeah.
I feel like C now,
Might be the just right.
second round, I'm getting what A was giving me. It goes a little bit further, but it's not going as far as Bourbon B.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like that just right point.
Yep.
That could be just because of the order that we had them in. Who knows? We'll find out later, but rich.
Mm-hmm.
Great mouthfeel. Kind of all over.
Yep.
Nice heat.
I agree.
Nice, typical Jim Beam nuttiness and everything else.
Yes.
Yeah, this one almost smells like uncharacteristic for Beam. Like,
Yeah,
outside of the family. At
Agreed.
least compared to this family.
I agree with that.
Now, again, we're going from 108 down to 86 proof representing this flight, so,
Who knows?
you know. Okay, but still pretty solid.
Yeah.
I tell you what it is, it's the finish. The finish just isn't like the three preceding it.
Yeah.
It's definitely thinner. It doesn't last as long. It doesn't enter the chest feels.
It's chest feels.
I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
It'll get the job done.
Syrup and nuts.
So sweet. Yeah, like basically like some sort of holiday themed pancakes or something with like nuts on the top of them and syrup and
Are they all
whipped
you
cream.
can eat?
Are we at IHOP?
Yeah, in
Then
this scenario.
yes, they are.
Sweet.
It packs heat and sweet. Heat, sweet.
Heat sweet.
Heat, sweet. But does it have any other depth?
It's a little dry.
It's a touch dry on the finish.
But then here comes that, again, that charring of the barrel, charring of the tongue for like a 2-3 second blast right there in the middle, which is weird. It's definitely a different experience than these others.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm appreciating it. But again, you know, second sip, you're kind of used to it.
I like the flavor and I like the nose, but I'm not sure if it has any depth beyond that. It's just like kind of a one trick kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, well, we have done it. We have gone through 5 of these.
We have
Twice. I almost said thrice.
thrice. No, Chad.
Twice.
About to be thrice.
About to be thrice, because now is the part where we leave you. We start picking these up, A/B testing things back to back that weren't back to back before,
Right.
To find out exactly how we feel about these things. And when we come back,
We'll have answers for you. Mm-hmm. It'll be results time.
all right, we're back, and you know what time it is.
It's results time.
This is really tough, Sarah. We're all in the Jim Beam
Yes.
catalog, but not only that, we're things that have Jim Beam on the label. So
Right.
there's no Knob Creek, there's no Bakers, there's no Bookers, there's no Basil Hayden or anything else with a B besides
Bleh.
bourbon.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, as we were doing this, you know, none of these are jumping out at me as like, whoa, this is delicious. What have I been missing? It was like, yeah, these are all like decent to, you know, pretty good.
Yeah.
But like, not probably something that I would reach for on a daily or weekly basis. I think they have their place and their time, but if you're shopping in that like sub $30 range, I think that it
Yeah.
would be great. And the purpose of this flight is to let you know, with all these Jim Beam offerings in
you
this
gotta
price
think of
range,
that price category.
what
Yeah.
should you pick?
And you know, since we are all in that Jim Beam label, there wasn't a whole lot of variance, especially after you've tried them 2 times. And you're
Right.
going back and you're trying to nitpick
I mean, I
and
feel like I
split
was
hairs.
grasping for straws.
Yeah.
All the metaphors.
But we did finally come with a order, and
And
I
it's
don't
not
know.
the same.
What's your last place, Sarah?
My last place is Bourbon D.
Okay. Hey, mine is 2.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
at least we agree on one thing.
Let's do that then.
Okay.
So, in 5th place, we should say, that happens to be last, but
5th place.
5th place, Bourbon D is... Wow.
Not surprising.
Double oak. Okay.
But it's the lowest proof.
It is the lowest proof. You know, maybe we do another flight where we have double oak and...
Those other 86 proofs.
The 86 proofs and the white label 80.
White label.
And see how that shakes out.
I think that would be more fair. I think, like, while I'm glad that we included this one, I do think it was at a proof disadvantage, and we kind of talked about that before it started.
All right, 4th place, Sarah. What do you have?
Bourbon E.
Well, that's what I have too.
Well, nice.
Okay.
See, we really just got hung up on A, B, and C,
Yeah.
and that's where we couldn't agree, and I'm not trying to rhyme, but...
But you are. All right. So in 4th place for both of us, Bourbon E is the single barrel. Wow, and I sounded like a Muppet. It did not have that 108 proof feeling. You could say it might have been a...
I mean, it's got heat.
It does have heat. It may be
And a
results
peanut buttery.
of it being 5th in our random order. But when we started A/B testing, but what did I say in our A/B test? I said E is starting to compete, especially against A, is what I was really. So it was raising in my book, and then we both kind of agreed, go with your initial gut.
Yes. So do you think this one was falling to the bottom because it's an outlier proof-wise? Like, our two outliers are the last two places.
That's true.
You know, and I think that's why it probably made it hard to choose between A, B, and C, is because they were closer together.
Good point, Sarah.
Maths.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no.
Maybe, but it sure did not come off as 108 proof in the flight.
Yeah, I think it had some good flavors, but for me, there was a bitterness on the finish.
Yeah.
That just wasn't doing it for me, which I'm wondering if this completely contradicts our uncorking, but this has been open for a little while.
It has, and as we've said a million times, if you've ever watched a flight fight, things change when you put them back to back against things. So it's not to negate our review where we just sit down with a bottle.
Sure.
Things definitely change.
You do.
It can change the time of day, what you've had for lunch or dinner, you know, all the...
What's the weather like? Do you have allergies?
Yeah, you're just, whatever's going on with you. All right, 3rd place. This is where we start differing.
Yeah, in 3rd, I put Bourbon C, which it appears is your 1st place.
It is.
So should we just go ahead and figure out what that is?
Sure, we might as well.
Let's just do it.
All right, my 1st place.
My 3rd place.
Bourbon C is... Jim Beam Bond. Interesting. I always like a good bottle and bond. Well, my 3rd place is Bourbon A.
And that's my 2nd place.
Okay. So we should probably just reveal your 1st place then, because process of elimination we already know.
My 1st place, your 2nd place.
2nd place. So Chad's 2nd, Sarah's 1st. Bourbon B is...
Distiller's Cut.
Now this is interesting. It's 100 proof. Same proof as the one I picked first place. Yours, though, is an age stated of 5 to 6 years, and it's also non-chill filtered.
Ding, ding, ding.
So that's interesting. Mine is 100 proof, no age statement, no statement about how it is filtered.
I will say, the hardest time that I had was ranking A and C, which means that A is the Devil's Cut. I went back and forth between A and C a lot. The Bonded and the Devil's Cut, and I ended up putting A ahead because I thought that C just had like a little note at the end that I didn't love. Surprised that Distiller's Cut got 1st place for me. I remember when it first came out and I got a bottle and opened it, I was like, oh, this is something exciting from Jim Beam. In this price range, I was like, this is an excellent value pick.
Yes.
And I apparently still agree with that statement.
Well, there you go. Well, great. This was fun.
This
was fun. Hey, but listen, if you haven't subscribed to us already and like to do so, you can click right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. We hope to see you over there in those. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, and thank you all. Until next time, drink more bourbon.